Hi everybody, I'm Skip Elsheimer. Thanks for watching the AV Geeks Lunchtime streaming show, where we watch old 16mm films from our past. And that was from a collector who I think got these home movies at a estate sale or eBay. I'm not quite sure where they got them, but beautiful footage from probably the 50s. Someone said they didn't know that there was color in the 50s, but there certainly was color photography. And it dates back, goes way back, 30s, 20s. Then there was hand tinted. There were a lot of interesting chemists and photographers that were experimenting with different ways to colorize the film materials. And there's lots of interesting examples that you can find on the web. You can look up early color motion pictures, and you'll see lots of interesting things. Anyways, so as I said, we watch old 16mm films, and behind me on the scanner is Library World. So enjoy.
Why'd I have to brag to Miss Anderson I know everything about the first airplane? And now she wants me to write a report on it. So here I am at the library. Oh, sorry, Roberta.
That's looking older. Say, I've never seen you here before.
Well, I'm a pretty busy guy.
The model of the first airplane you brought into class was really great.
Thanks.
Are you doing your report on it?
Yeah. Anyway, I better get started myself.
You haven't even started?
Oh, well, of course I've started. Just gotta do a little touch-up work.
You better hurry. It closes at 5. Hey, Todd, you want some help?
Help?
Using the library.
Nah, no problem. I know this place like the back of my skateboard. Yeah, skateboard. Really, I know everything about the library. Books. Just looking at them makes me choke up. Where do I start?
Can I help you?
Oh, no, that's okay. I know what I'm doing. No problem.
Well, if you need anything, just ask. That's what I'm here for.
Thanks. That's it. Encyclopedias. Just look up A for aviation, or is it F for flying? Or W for Wright Brothers?
Library closes in 15 minutes.
even wanted to get into, and now I can't get out.
Hey, that's no way to treat a book. We told you once, if you need help, all you have to do is ask for it.
Who are you?
I live here. Who are you?
I'm Todd.
Well, I'm Maria. What's wrong, Todd? Do you want to tell me about it?
See, I built a model airplane of the first airplane, you know, the flyer. And, well, I told my teacher I knew everything about the guys who built it when I really didn't. And she said, good, then you can do a report on it. And so now the report's due. And I'm standing here talking to a little elf person who came out of the book. And I wish...
You wish what?
Well, that I'd never come here at all.
No, you don't. You're just afraid of what you don't know.
Well, maybe that's true, but I can never find anything in the library.
That's what librarians are for.
Whoa!
That's better. So what's up?
Can you help me, please? I'm running out of time.
I thought you'd never ask. So who is it that you're looking for?
Those guys.
Those guys?
The guys who built the first airplane. The Wright brothers.
The Wright brothers. Why didn't you say so? Come with me. You see, the books aren't just thrown together at random. They're grouped by subject and labeled with numbers. To find a book, we use the card catalog.
Card catalog?
Yes. It's called that because each of these drawers holds hundreds of cards, all listed alphabetically. Most of the books in the library can be found by author, by title, and by subject.
So you can find each book 3 different ways?
That's right, except for fiction, which is usually just listed by author and title. If you know the title of the book you want, the card catalog will tell you where to find it. This call number is the key.
So I need to know the title of the book I'm looking for.
Or if you only know the author, you can find it that way. Or if you only know the subject, then you'll be able to find the listings for all the books on that subject.
That means each book has at least 2 different cards.
Or 3 for nonfiction. Or even more if one book is listed under several different subjects.
And each card for the same book has the same number.
Right again. Let's try the Wright brothers as a subject. But remember, they might also have cards under pilots or aviation.
These are the W's. This one looks good. The card says it's about the brothers.
Do you want to look that one up?
Yeah, where do we go?
First you write it down. That's what those little slips on top of the card catalog are for.
First I write down the number. Then the title. And then the author.
Good, that's it.
Let's go find it.
Hold on a second, Todd. Before we go to the stacks, that's where the books are, let's try the same thing on the online catalog over here.
Online catalog?
Some libraries just have card catalogs like the old days, but more and more libraries have put that same information onto computers. Some libraries just have computers, and some like ours have cards and computers both. Just like the card catalog, each book is listed 3 ways. Now let's try that Miles Overland book on the Wright brothers again.
Okay.
First, we have to get into the system. Each library has different ways of getting into the system, and that amounts to the same thing as opening the drawer to the card catalog. The instructions are always right next to the computer, and of course, if you ever have a problem, just ask the librarian. This time, let's go for the author. Spell out the letters of his last name on the keyboard. Press enter. Now check the numbers.
It's the same.
That's right. The online catalog gets you to the same place as the card catalog, and it's actually easier to use, and it tells you more. For instance, this symbol tells you that the book is in the library, and it's not checked out. So you know when you go to the stacks to look for it, you'll find it.
Can we go find it now?
Let's go.
926 OBE. Here it is. First flight, Miles Overland.
I just know you're going to love this book.
Well, you're antiquated. You're obviously antiquated. We can run
Age has nothing to do with being able to tell if there's a tailwind or not.
Don't say I told you so, okay? All you had to do to make the plane fly was to head it diagonally into the wind, but instead...
Learn from experience, brother. That's what this whole experiment is about.
Well, maybe next time you'll listen to me.
Well, I was thinking maybe next time you... Oh. Hi, Maria. Hi, Maria. How are you?
Orville and Wilbur, I want you to meet a friend of mine. This is Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Todd, these are the Wright brothers.
Oh.
We're the Wright brothers.
Looking for some important information on our little invention kit, like what we had for breakfast the first day man ever flew?
Well, mostly I wanted to know how he got that thing in the air.
Oh, boy. We're still discussing that one.
Here, take a look.
See, you wanted to find out information on our lives. Now, that's the biography section. Our neighbors are everybody from Michael Jackson to Babe Ruth. 2 rows down in 640.7, we'll find all of the books on aviation. Around the corner in 540.8, that's where all the animals are, and so on and so on and so on.
So, if I want to find out more about you guys, I stay in biography.
Hmm?
And if I want to find out about different planes in history, I go to aviation.
You got it, kid.
Over in the aviation section, you can find out about all the advances in flying since our time.
And there have been some pretty wild flying machines over the years.
Ta-dam. So what else are you interested in?
Well, what about skateboarding?
Huh?
What's that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Should we?
I think you guys are spending too much time on your home turf. There's more to life than just biography. Why don't you wander around a little bit? There's so much to see here. Of course, we have books on skateboarding, too.
Skateboard?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's like a board. And it has 4 little wheels. And you can do cool tricks on it. And it goes real fast.
Does it fly?
Hey, you like to go fast?
Yeah.
Come on. What do you think, Orville? Should we take this guy for a ride?
If he's got the guts.
I've got the guts.
Maria?
I think I'll sit this one out, guys.
Okay, kid. Follow us.
Well, how am I gonna...
Don't be so quick to say it's impossible, kid. Like I said, follow us.
I sure hope you guys know how to make me big again. No, books are all right once you get the hang of them.
But the library's not just books.
Huh?
Come on back up here. Let me show you some more. Say you're finding out more and more about the history of flight, and you want to see what the newspapers had to say about, Charles Lindbergh. You know, the first man to solo the Atlantic. So then we'd come here, to microfilm. This is how daily newspapers are stored, dating all the way back to the last century. We couldn't possibly store all those old newspapers here, and besides, they turn yellow after a period of years. So we photograph them, and we reduce them in size.
And what about magazines? How do I find out about the things in magazines?
Good question. Here they are. What do you want to know?
Well, how about some pictures on the space shuttle?
Good choice. That's a current event. You have a better chance of finding that in a magazine than in a book. It's more contemporary. It works the same way as finding a book. You use a catalog, but a different kind of catalog like this one here. It's called The Reader's Guide to Periodical Literature.
Sounds confusing.
Don't be silly. Just when I thought you were getting smart. In plain English, periodical literature means magazines. You look up your subject alphabetically, and it will tell you which magazines have stories on the space shuttle and on which date. Look, here's one in National Geographic. Our library carries the National Geographic. First we go to the shelf where it lives. Then we hunt for the issue with the right date. See? Here it is. There are also computers for looking at magazine articles, similar to the online catalog, and someday soon there'll be computers that will have access to central information banks. And it'll print out anything you want so you can take it home, whether it's instructions on how to build a kite or still pictures of monster movies.
I guess there's a lot more to libraries than just books.
Welcome to the 21st century, kid. Your library will have so much information that books will just be one reason for going there. Did you know the library has records? And we even have audio cassettes. How about some music?
Yeah.
Plays? Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all. Books?
Say, I'm going to swimming, I am. Don't you wish you could? But of course you'd rather work, wouldn't you? Of course you would. Tom?
Historical biographies?
There is not a shred of doubt that Wilbur and Orville Wright invented the airplane in a much truer sense than Morse invented
And
the telegraph.
poetry.
But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word.
And look what we have over here. We've got the video library. Every year we get more and more videos in the library, and usually not the kind you see in your local video store. We get old movies, new movies, and kids' movies. But there's also a whole world of nonfiction, adventure, and excitement that you might not get to see on your own TV.
Flying evenly, straight,
Maria!
puede regresar mañana, yo le enseñaría.
Muchas gracias, señorita.
Sí. Hi there. Have any trouble finding what you needed?
Nah, libraries are a snap, if you know how to use them.
Do you have a library card?
I guess I do.
See, Todd, all you need to do to have fun in the library is have friends in the right places.
What places?
Well, books, of course.
Just big fan. Oop, what happened? It's weird. Something got messed up. Oh, I know what's going on. Alright. I love libraries. Growing up in rural North Carolina, the library was a place I could ride the bike to, and I would see films there. There were filmmaking summer camps to check out. It was very much a paradise, a little Eden for me. So, big fan. Let's see. Let's learn about some fox fables. We got 3 of them. Enjoy.
Well, sir, out in the woods, Mr. Fox is looking for food, as usual. I think I'd like something a little special today, says Mr. Fox. Now, you take a raccoon. He gets all excited over eating just a few nuts. And that skunk, he thinks roots are delicious. Yes. And just give a porcupine a few leaves, and he's happy. But I want something special. Aha! Now here's something I really like. Sweet, juicy grapes. Very nice. A little high, maybe, but I think I can take care of that. One good jump ought to do it, I think. Now, up, a little higher than I thought. Oh, well, they're probably sour. I'm sure they are sour. And why should I bother with sour grapes? So they're sour now, are they, Mr. Fox? Just because you can't reach them. Sour grapes. It's so easy to say that when you can't get them. And next day, Mr. Fox is prowling through the woods, really hungry this time, and smelling something good somewhere nearby. Ah, cheese. Rich, tasty cheese. But how did it get way up in that tree? That thief, Blackie Crow, must have stolen it and carried it up there. Hi there, Mr. Fox, calls out Blackie. Have some cheese. It's very good. Will I have some, thinks Mr. Fox. I'll get it all if I can only climb this tree. Blackie Crow feels quite safe. Come on up, he calls. And hungry Mr. Fox does his best. First on this side, and then on that. But the branches are in his way. As Mr. Fox works, he begins to think of a sly scheme to get the cheese. Now let me see. I've got to make Blackie Crow pick up the whole piece of cheese. If he'll just do that, I believe, yes, I'm quite sure, I can get him to drop it. Just look at him. How pleased he is with himself. How proud and vain he is. I'll flatter him, that's what I'll do. I'll flatter him. I'll tell him what a fine fellow he is. And soon I'll have him doing anything I want. I'll make him give up that cheese. Well, here goes. Morning, friend Crow. That's a beautiful, sleek black coat you have there. Ah, I think my scheme is going to work. You must be quite a strong fellow. Can you really pick up that heavy piece of cheese? Aha, he did it. What a powerful beak. What beautiful feathers. What a graceful neck. I don't mind saying that you're the handsomest crow I've ever had the pleasure of seeing. What lovely dark eyes, and what a voice. So pleasing when you speak. It must be beautiful when you sing. Couldn't I hear just one little song? Just one? You cheat. You didn't really want to hear me sing. All you wanted was the cheese. Yum, yum. You learned a lesson, didn't you, friend Crow? He who falls for flattery is a fool. Today, sly Mr. Fox is calling on Old Man Stork. He finds Old Man Stork in a pond among the tall reeds, catching tiny fish for dinner. So, Mr. Fox says to him, "What a hard way to get your meals." But Old Man Stork pays no attention. So Mr. Fox dashes across, almost frightening the old fisherman, and then begins again. "Friend Stork, you seem to have a very hard time finding something to eat. Why not come and dine with me? I have some elegant food, plenty for us both. Now, what do you say?" "Why, thank you very kindly, Neighbor Fox. This is a real surprise, and I shall be most delighted. It's really very nice of you to think of inviting me. Now, please lead the way, and I shall follow." Old Man Stork is really happy to be invited to Mr. Fox's home. So he follows along through the tall reeds. Mr. Fox is making sure that Old Man Stork doesn't lose his way. Now, on through the woods, closer and closer to Mr. Fox's dining room, where the dinner is already prepared. What a surprise this will be, thinks sly Mr. Fox as he gets everything ready. Old Stork is thinking only about how kind Mr. Fox is to invite him over to dinner, and wondering what he will have to eat. Now, friend Stork, it's all ready, and it's all for you, if you'll excuse me. Oh, come now, don't eat the plate. Try the soup. This is good. And Old Man Stork tries politely to sip the thin soup with his long, sharp beak. It's delicious, friend Stork, don't you think? Well, possibly so. I could do better, though, if you had served it in a deeper bowl. This one, well, I just can't seem to, oh, who in the world could eat this way? "Why," says Mr. Fox, "I'm surprised. Watch me." Wonderful soup. Wonderful. Only now does the old stork see that Mr. Fox is having a joke at his expense, and he begins to work out a plan of his own. Very tasty," says Mr. Fox. "Won't you have a little more?" "No, thanks," replies Old Man Stork. "Really had plenty. Now, I would be very pleased if you'd come over to my place for dessert. Won't you? Mr. Fox could hardly believe his ears. Ah, do you agree? Then come on with me. This time, Old Man Stork leads the way. Mr. Fox has played his joke on me, and let him laugh while he can. It's my turn now. Mr. Fox can't understand why Old Man Stork is so good to him. But he'll soon find out. All right, Brother Fox. Come on, dessert is waiting. I hope my little friend hasn't lost his way. Ah, here he comes. Help yourself, my boy. Oh-ho, thinks Mr. Fox. What's this? And that dessert smells so delicious, too. Now, let's see. How do I go about getting it? Begin at the top, Old Man Stork suggests. At the top, of course, thinks Mr. Fox. And he tries. And he tries again. I won't let that stork get the best of me. My dear fellow, don't be bashful. Just help yourself. Tut-tut now, please don't eat my vase. There's plenty of food for both of us inside. Now just reach down from the top. My. Why keep running around? Here, let me show you. Ah, delicious. Very tasty. Now, my dear fellow, please try again. No, thank you. I know when I've had enough. Well, well, says Old Man Stork, if you insist. And thanks very much for coming over. And remember, friend Fox, this lesson. The last laugh is the best laugh. This is indeed a very good lesson. He who laughs last, laughs best.
In real quick. Almost done. Almost done. Here I am. Yeah, that's our old friend from the Encyclopedia Britannica films. What is his name? I can't remember. Suddenly. Should be on the tip of my tongue, but it's not. I'll look it up. But in the meantime, I have another film set up on the telecine. This one looks to be interesting. I don't know anything about it, except that I haven't seen it. So this is why we do what we do here at AV Geeks, is we pull films off our shelves, of which we have over 30,000, and we'll put it on the scanner and digitize it and broadcast it at the same time. So we'll see what this is. All right, this is The Hand. Enjoy. Holy cow. Here I thought it was going to be a science film, biology film about the hand. And man, wow. Now, what did this have to do with Harry Belafonte? Perhaps he saw it and worked to get it distribution in the United States. I don't know, but man, so good. And thank you, YouTube, for not bringing it down like you normally do with Eastern European animation. Wow. I mean, this is why we watch these films. Because a title like that is so innocuous, it would be like, well, that's about the hand. And not like, oh, this is an animated allegory. Wow. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you witnessing the 21st century premiere of this film. And if you like what you saw, you can go to ko-fi.com/avgeeks. You can also go to avgeeks.com, where we have DVDs for sale, and we have other films that we've been digitizing. Also, we have a 24-hour channel where we stream past episodes of The Lunch Show. We stream stuff that's we haven't shown before. There's a whole channel, sub-channel that is just home movies. It's a great place to go, and if you like to have something going in the background, or if you're having trouble sleeping, it's very meditative. So, yeah, thanks for your support. Really appreciate even just watching, hitting the like button, the subscribe button, mashing the thumbs up button. Those are things, even if you've done them in the past, if you do them again, then it helps get our feed up to other new people. So we can share what we're doing. Thanks again so much for tuning in, and we will see you again tomorrow. It's Friday already. Holy cow. Everybody keep cool. Have a good day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.